DJ Guzman.
DJ Guzman. Something way more. Oh, hello. What do you make of the many people who have gone missing without a trace in our national parks? Do you think there's something supernatural about it, or something way more bizarre beyond the human comprehension that the government might possibly? I think it's both.
My answer is yes to both.
I think it's both, man. I think that there's a lot of the places in the park you can't go. Look at the number. If you've never heard this, just look it up. The number of people that go missing every year in federal parks. The Egyptian stories back, which all involve the Smithsonian Museum, giants and Egyptians and stuff in Grand Canyon. Yeah. There are places in Grand Canyon still, and it looks like there's entryways into mountains where they can fly aircraft and stuff. Look that shit up. It's very interesting. There's a lot of that stuff out there. Who built that? How did it get there? Because there's definitely nothing around there that shows any infrastructure. You know, there's no roads, there's no scars in the earth where that shit was. It's very interesting, man. And when you look up stargates and stuff, there was supposed to have been a stargate in Iraq, and the first thing we did is go in and took a bunch of shit out of the museums. You were never showed what that was. They destroy a lot of monuments and stuff, and I think that goes right along with free energy, mud flood, a lot of different things. Go try to find some books that are older than 1800, right? Try to find the encyclopedias, especially. Go try to find encyclopedias from like 1850. The encyclopedias prior to 1900 talk about Tartaria, and talk about lands with giants, and talk about all of this stuff that we call conspiracy theory or fiction, right? It was in print. Now, was it just people writing out something other people told them and they embellished it and it got into the Encyclopedia Britannica? Maybe. I mean, nowadays we realize that our government and people just lied to us. A lot of the stuff we were told isn't true. So maybe that is what the case is. But there's some truth in every piece of fiction. So, I don't know, man.
What do you think, DJ?
Aldra Duramax. See, also, DJ, man, if you'd have caught me 2 years ago on this, I would have researched it and put a ton of time into it and everything. But I'm kind of going back now. You'll see my pendulum swing. And I'm kind of going back right now towards bigger business, make more money so that we can prep on a larger scale. So we're not storing 3 cans of beans. Instead, we're storing a factory that makes beans, right? And that's kind of where I'm moving to. And really, it's exciting for myself. It's exciting for people around me, but it's also better for people around me. That means everybody else is going to make money because of this also. While I do love that, I can't prove it. It's like the X-Files. I used to love watching the X-Files as a kid, right? And nowadays you watch this shit and you're like, oh, that fucking happened, right? But I can't go touch it. I can't bring it to you. And if I could prove it to you, they would kill me over it.
Yep.
So am I better off putting my time into making money and just living in a place where none of that shit fucking matters? I'll talk all you want about it. If you've got some photos, send them to me. They're disappearing motherfuckers over all kinds of shit. If you could prove that, or it infringed on their money somehow, they would definitely snatch you up and they'd just disappear your ass, and a few people would wonder where you went for a little while until they forgot you. Or they would say you had kitty porn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, that's real, man.
No, yeah, you're right.
They arrested
100%.
Andrew Tate last night.
Yeah, I saw that this morning, and then I saw that you sent me something about it, and I never got a clear answer as to why.
Okay.
He told me that it was for human trafficking, but that doesn't mean anything.
That's what they said.
How
he
did
got in a fight.
You know?
He was in several hours of fight in Twitter with Greta Thunberg. And he posted a photo that said, it had a pizza box in it, and the pizza box was in his town in Romania. So apparently they were looking for him in Romania. Romanian SWAT team or whatever went and snatched him up. That's how they knew where he was. They arrested him for human trafficking, himself, his brother, and then I also heard 2 politicians were also arrested. I don't know about that. I didn't read it with my eyes. Somebody told me that. and they said that he was taking girls and having them set up porn websites and do webcam stuff, and he wasn't allowing them to leave. He said they were going to come after him. He said this is how they were going to do it and what they were going to say.
Yeah. He also said, I am not suicidal.
Yeah.
If he had,
that I saw this
with the money and the effort, with the scale these guys are operating on, let's say he had some girls locked in cages. Or in a mansion or whatever, wouldn't let them leave, right? And they were doing this stuff. And then he's out running around in Bugattis, and he's going back and forth to Dubai and all these places. What am I hearing?
Rain.
Could he not just fucking walk in there and have shot those fucking girls and fucking buried them in a hole and nobody would have ever heard about it?
Yes.
With the money he has, is he making so much money off of how? I mean, I don't know. Is it a mansion and he's got 100 girls in cage? Who fucking knows? Because they didn't show you any of this shit. They never fucking show you. They will accuse him of it. They will but the bigger question, because this is international, right? They're going to arrest him and parade him out on television, which he said they would do. But you still don't know who any of the fucking politicians or anybody who was on Epstein Island was.
Yep.
And the people on the list are also the people that tried Epstein.
Yep.
And Ghislaine Maxwell didn't try him. They fucking killed him, right? And then they put Ghislaine Maxwell in the same fucking prison where they had Epstein, where the fucking guards, and nobody's asked, nobody's questioning, nobody's fucking irate. It's just a talking point that'll go away in a year or two.
I heard him the webcam stuff and holding the girl stuff has been around for a few months.
Yeah, he brought it out. He put it out to light.
So this was my question. Now it's international, so there's different cultures, but I can't see
Romania, bro.
And I'm gonna say I can't see
they give a shit.
Being able to hold down 100 girls in this one mansion,
right?
At least
I don't know what it looks like. I don't know how many girls. I don't know shit about it.
Well, I mean, look at we have interviews of girls who went to Epstein Island.
Correct.
So
by choice. Exactly. They went by choice. They recruited their friends by choice.
Yeah. So why is there no girls?
Yeah. The only
this is happening.
The only parade walk they've done from the Epstein is some girl that said she was 16 and giving massage. That's what they got.
Yeah.
They don't have any girls that were and I don't doubt that it happened. Well, but they haven't bothered to fucking show it to you because those girls who are going to say, yes, this happened, they're also going to say, you were there, Judge.
Right.
That's why they're not.
That's what I mean.
Because they're all fucking commingled.
With Tate, he's either got some high up places, people that are involved, or it didn't happen. Because we're not hearing from these girls. We're not hearing that a girl tried to escape. We're not hearing that a girl got on cam and yelled, help me.
Yeah.
Nothing. I don't even know that these girls exist. I just heard that he has a business of webcams. That's it,
And if he does have a business of women on webcams, are they really being forced?
That's what I'm saying. If they're there and they're not trying to get out and they're not seeking help, then they must be there on their own accord.
Yeah, man. So, something way more bizarre about human. Aldrin Duramax. I used to watch more videos before, but with the message that came from them, no longer have as much time to watch as before, even less time to actually write down the questions. The beauty of it is you don't have to fucking write them, just like this one. You can speak it, and it'll put it in text for you. But I know what you're saying. Most of the time, I watch, or more listen to the videos as I work out in the gym, drive, or operate the crane I use. Never saying no to work and always making it happen has made me an almost irreplaceable part of my job. Other people get mad because I always have to work even when there's very little. I always have work even when there's very little. But a lot of the other guys want to go home early and don't want to tackle the difficult jobs. Couldn't think of a good question. Just wanted to mention how working hard actually pays off. Also, would you make some AR-10 mag shingles? So that goes back to my people here, right? The people here who leave the latest, they're also here the earliest. They also are the most valuable people. They're also not the ones that are repetitively fucking up very simple little things. Why is that? I don't know.
They're built different.
The people who are messing things up, when I see movement right at 5 o'clock, it's always them. They always know when 5 o'clock is. Those are also the people that always have things to do. And great, maybe things are better in their life and they can afford to go do these other things, right? They can set up these appointments and have these things going on. But my people who make the most money here, and it's not because I don't pay them. It's because they are more valuable. They're also the first people here. I can go out there at 6:30 and open that gate, and there will be people at the gate at 6:30. I can go out there at 7 and open the gate, and there'll be people here that come right in and clock in and start working. The workday starts at 8. The workday ends at 5. But the people who are here earlier, before 7 o'clock, before 8 o'clock, they're also the ones that leave here at 6:30.
Yep.
Always. They literally I have people, they have the same work schedule, but I have people that get 20 hours more a week than the other people. Yeah. And it's like a fucking, it's always you, Bart. It's always you. And they're good. They're people. I don't want to get rid of them, but it comes to a point when you do the math and they have to redo work or somebody higher paid, right? And the only reason they don't make more money is because it's always the same shit. And that's just how that is. That's what that's going to be. So I don't know what the solution to that is, but I understand what you're saying, definitely. And I reward my people for that. We give raises. Shit, we gave 3 or 4 raises to some people this year, the exact same people. And we're not talking 50-cent raise, $1 an hour. I mean, a low raise is $2 an hour each time we do that. And I've never wished that I hadn't given the extra. I want my people to make more money here than they've ever made anywhere else. I want my people to come in and be like, hey, I bought a new Escalade. I mean, I don't want, that's not, if they're like, hey, what should I do with my money? I'd rather see them take their money and have them make more money if you don't need an Escalade. But I like that they are able to do the things they want to do, whatever that is.
Well, and it's really nice when somebody gets a flat tire or their washing machine goes out or whatever, that they are able to solve that problem immediately because they make the money.
They have the money
to be able to do that.
Yeah, we have girls that they're fucking we have a girl that totaled her car 3-4 times. She's always fucking come to work the next day with a car.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Something about like he's always working when there isn't any work and people get upset about it.
He always has work.
That's
yeah.
what I mean. I used to, whenever I needed money, I would deliver pizzas because that was like a background that I had. I could always do it.
Yep.
Halloween and Super Bowl Sunday, I was always like the only driver working, and I made so much money.
Funny how that works, man.
Exactly,
I was making $500 a night cash.
Yeah.
Delivering pizza, because we also delivered wine and beer and linguine with clam sauce, right? At Gaetano's. I made fucking tons of money. Even at Pizza Hut, back then, when I was like 18, 19 years old, I was making $60 to $100 a night delivering pizza. And we had military housing, and you knew half your runs were going to be military housing, and they're not going to tip you shit.
Yeah.
But I would make $60 to $100 a night. Plus, I was getting, back then we were getting 50 cents a run for fuel. And all of our stuff was in maybe 10 miles. But when I worked the days, and especially when we worked at Gaetano's, Pizza Hut would run different places, but Gaetano's would run across the interstate to the office parks. So, dude, I'd run 100 pizzas. Like, I could only fit fucking 20 in there. We'd run 20. And, dude, I'd walk home with fucking $400 or $500 in cash.
Yeah, and the reason why I always like doing pizza is because that is a easy way to show that the harder you work, the more money you can make. Because if you get that pizza delivered and get back to get another one, it's up to you how much money you're going to make.
Plus conversation, man. I was not good at conversation. Like Ethan,
man.
Ethan, if you put me and Ethan out running pizzas, right? He'd make fucking 50% more than me just because he talks to people, man. Yeah. He's really good at and you might not get the tip this time, but they're going to ask for you next time.
Exactly.
When you're
building relationships.
When you're doing a service-based business and your customers ask for you, you're on the right track. AR-10. So here's why we don't make an AR-10 mag shingle. They don't fucking fit. Everything's modular. Everything's PALS. PALS spacing is 1.5 inches. That means 2 columns is 3 inches. The footprint on an M4 mag is 3 inches. The footprint on a 308 mag is 3.5 inches. So if I give you 2 at 3.5, your shit side by side doesn't fucking space on the PALS. So it does this, or you have it spaced out with a gap. So if I made you a 2-pack, that's 7 inches, that also doesn't fucking work because it hangs off a 1/2 inch into the other column of PALS. That's why we don't do it. Are we going to do it? Yeah, we are, because people keep asking for it and we're missing money not doing it. But it's going to open a whole fucking other shitstorm as to why these fucking things don't work. Because people are just dumb. They can't figure out math on their own. But yeah, we're gonna do some. We literally were talking about this last week. I think I was telling you or Cody or somebody that we're gonna run these things.
I was gonna add to the whole I have work when nobody else does. When you are willing to do the things that other people are not willing to do, you will always be busy. And I speak about that because, like, here in Camden, you're not going to get your hair cut after 5 o'clock, and you're definitely not getting it done on the weekend. So you have to make these arrangements, or you find somewhere else, right? Like when I was in the salon, we were open till 9 o'clock every night, including Sunday. Guess what? I was the busiest from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. I would do double the amount of hair in those 3 hours that I would do the 5 hours before that. Why? Because the people who are paying for those services are at work until 5. So being available to provide those services when others weren't available will always make you more money.
Plus, like our people, right? If I wanted to work a special project on the weekends, if let's say there's 10 people here, right? I think we got more than 10 people, but there's 5 that I'd be like, hey, can you come in? The other 5 I wouldn't ask, because if they showed up, they're going to be the ones that are fucking around. They're going to be the ones having conversations and slowing things down when we're there to fucking accomplish. And they're going to slow my other people down. They're also the ones that are going to have the problems.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a liability.
They're the ones that are going to sew it backwards.
It's just like if these tractors here, right? If we wanted to start using equipment on the weekend, I have 2 or 3 people that I would take out there and here's a $70,000 machine, run this. They're not going to fuck my machine up. They're not going to get my machine stuck. We're going to make fucking I'm going to do $5,000 and I'm going to hand that guy fucking $1,000 for the weekend, right? $1,000 for the day. The other half of the people, they're going to be in there. Everything's going to be a fucking wreck. And they're just, it's just caliber of person. Yeah. And the only difference is that you're busy. That's what I tell, like, we just had a conversation a couple weeks ago. We pulled one of the girls aside.
It's mindset.
And I never talk to a female by herself. I always have a witness. That's literally how I have to look at it, right? Because you hear this shit, he said this to me, or he said that, or if I have a witness, especially who is another female witness. So I'm like, hey, let's talk to this person. So we go back, I go, you're really fucking up. Like, I have, like, if you go look in my work bay, all of the work in my work bay is shit that I cannot sell to customers because you have done something completely off what should have been done. Like, there is literally $20,000 worth of work sitting in there that you and one other person is fucked up. And you know what you both have in common? You talk to each other. It's always you two. I go, now with that said, you can totally do this job because you've demonstrated the job. You'll do it perfect 5 days in a row, and then you'll completely do it backwards and inside out the next day. I go, here's your problem. Well, I have a lot going on. I go, I don't give a fuck about what you have going on. I need you to understand that I do not fucking care what you have going on. I pay you more than you've ever made anywhere else. And this is an easy job that you have demonstrated you can do. I said, everybody out in that room, except you and one other person, have had 3 raises this year. You have not. The only difference is that they are not making the mistakes you're making, and they are mistakes that literally a 10-year-old would not make. I go, I will pay you a lot more money when you just simply come in here and stop making the mistakes. So you need to look at this job one of 2 ways. And I'm at peace if you decide you don't want to do this job any longer. Whatever is going on out there, it stays at the door when you come in here. Because the 8 hours you're going to be here is going to allow you to do everything else out there in that world that you're doing.
Yep.
And there's not a job in town that's going to pay you even 50% of what we're paying you that would put up with any of your shit. I go, you're always late. You always know when it's time to leave. It's the bare minimum. And that's fine because I pay you for the bare minimum. But I will literally pay you twice what I'm paying you when you can go 6 months without any of this nonsense. I didn't realize it was that bad. I'm so sorry. What happens Monday? I'm sick. What happens Tuesday, Wednesday? I'm sick. She ain't been here in 2 weeks. Because I said, hey, when it was time for her to come back, we had machines down. I'm like, hey, I don't have a machine for you. She hasn't bothered to call and say, hey, do you have a machine? We don't miss her production because for the good she did, it involved 2 other people fixing it. I walked in today and I've got fanny packs with the inside Velcro sewn on the outside. The same person that sewed them backwards 2 weeks ago. The same person also sewed them correctly last week. It's the same shit. And that's one of those other 2 people.
Sewed one the right way and sewed all the rest of them wrong.
And then I've got pocket organizers that have 4 slots on the back to hold pens and pencils. And I've got 2 giant slots in the middle. And I have slots that I can't even put a pen in on the sides. And I said, we've sewn thousands of these. We literally gave them away as promotional items. And that's my third. It's always the same people. It is never, I can take a diaper bag and hand it to somebody and go, hey, this is definitely going to be photographed. This needs to be the best you've ever made. And they'll build me that diaper bag they'll build 4 of them in a day.
She'll knock it right out of the park too.
The other people who have been here 5-6 years, they'll build you 1 in a day and there'll still be some shit askew. It can or cannot. That's literally what it comes down to. And the difference between cannot is just that you won't.
You and I were talking about this a few months ago, and it always stuck in my head specifically for SOE stuff, but you can apply this to a lot of things. We were talking about putting your name on your products. Like, you made that be proud of it, and you said not only that, but some of these products are life-saving products. So why would you, like, if I sewed something and it failed, it would like tear me up that it put somebody in danger or possibly killed them.
Yeah.
So, like, why would you not care about your work? Why would you not have pride in what you do?
It's the same stuff too, man. It's the same people. Like, we could literally, like, we would be more profitable cutting half the crew, make less stuff. Like, I could just do like diaper bags, right? You can't even order a diaper bag right now.
Yeah.
You can't order a war bag. You just saw it and went to the website and couldn't order it and sent an email. Like, we are full-time busy off of dudes like, hey, when are you going to put these back on? Or how do I get one? Or you heard a video or a podcast. I'm like, if you want a diaper bag or a war bag, message me and I will tell you how we're going to do this.
Yeah.
Those are all prepaid. They're higher dollar value than you could if I had 20, 30 of them sitting around. And we're full-time busy making them 1 at a time. And we would make more money cutting half the crew out and not making all the other shit. Like, we would literally make more money, and we'd have less fucking headache, and we wouldn't be having these conversations like this.
Yeah, it's that, like what we were talking about earlier, it's that point where it's like either be smaller or be bigger.
And those are the same people, right? My guys that work for me, they moved here. Like, there's a dude in there from California who's been here a couple of years. There's a dude in here from Texas. He's been here over a year, right about a year right now, right? If the power went out or the postal service shut down, about half of those people in the building, my same people that show up early and leave late. And not because of that. It's those are the kind of people they are.
Yeah.
And we switched to farming, or we're going to fucking take sheep hair and weave it into yarn, chicken feather pillows, whatever it is, they'd be right there with me.
Yeah.
We would feed them, we would clothe them, we would fucking make sure they're warm. Those are the people that would be there. The other people, they wouldn't be able to get to work because they're out of gas or something, right?
Yeah.
It's that I can't get to work during the storm. I don't expect everybody to be here during the storm. I know who's not going to be here during the storm. I always know when it's going to be cold who's not going to be here. And it's always those same people. And I don't give it, like, you don't have an excuse. I don't expect you to come here in hazardous conditions, but your excuse is bullshit. Because I had a dude named Hugo that worked here, and for a year, he rode here on a lawnmower, a child's bicycle, walked here, asking for a job for a solid year before I gave him a job. And then he worked here another 5-6 years and didn't ever miss work. He missed work when he got arrested and I got him out of jail and he came straight to fucking work.
From jail.
Yeah.
Those are the only times, man.
Yeah.
Those are so it's just desire.
Yeah, like it's hard to people like that usually come from nothing and they know that they don't want to go back.
Yeah.
So how do you like raising kids and stuff? Like how do you give them stuff but still give them that like my kids are not going to grow up without electricity, but I want them to work hard.
Well, you have to let them struggle.
Yeah.
You have like that's the biggest thing I have found dealing with people is if they have never struggled, they will never appreciate what they have.
Yeah, or want more.
Hard work, man. Physical hard work.
Yes.
Let them know what blisters on their hands are, right? We're going to go dig holes. Oh, what tractor? You're using this fucking shovel. Yeah. Where are the gloves? I don't know. Do you not own any? Fucking
save up some money.
And go get you some fucking gloves, man.
Yeah.
Like if you haven't broken some tennis shoes digging holes, you haven't dug holes. That's real though.
Yeah.
Right.
And with your kids, I mean the same thing. Go dig these holes.
Go move these
They'll
rocks.
think it's fun at first.
Yeah.
We dug all these fucking blueberries, all these trees in here.
Yeah,
by hand. We were breaking shovels, man. We had 5-6 of us standing there. We'd dig for 5 minutes. You'd just be fucking wore out, prying rocks out of the ground and shit. We dug all that shit by hand. And same thing with the kids, man. Fucking take them out, dig holes, do whatever. Build some, chop wood. Frisella talks about that. We hated my dad. He made us chop wood. You're fucking, you're strong for it, man. You were strong. You learn how to use those tools.
Yeah, the reason why I bring it up is because we had this conversation this morning. The oldest one, like, she's just throwing fits about nothing. And I was like, you know what, you need to start doing things that you don't want to do.
That's right.
You know, it's going to be, like, starting tomorrow, I'm going to find things for you to do that you just are going to refuse to do, but you're going to do it, and, you know, we're not moving forward until you get this task done.
Yeah.
For no reason other than she needs to be able to get through something that
Well,
she doesn't want to do.
Take anything electronic, take it away.
Yeah.
And take it away from both of them. Nothing electronic. But the reality is we give them electronics because it's easy for us, because it pacifies them and they sit in a corner and we don't have to deal with them. Yeah. Because if you take the electronics away, you have to deal with them.
Yeah, now you have to interact.
And run their, and when they have things, run it like a business. You got to do your own laundry. And you have to do your own laundry. Here's your rent.
She's going to be 7 in a few months.
She can do her own laundry. My kids were doing laundry at 6.
We were actually talking about, so grandparents give them a lot of money for no reason.
No. Yeah, grandparents don't fucking give them money. Grandparents give them money to you for them.
Yeah.
They don't have money. They don't have access. They can't fucking choose it. You, as their parent, grandparents give them money. That money goes here it is. They can see it. They can count it. They can touch it. They cannot fucking spend it without your permission. And when they want to buy something, you make them wait. Do you really need this? Why do you need it? Why do you want it? Once you have it, you bought this thing last month. You haven't touched it. It's broken. Yeah. If you had that money and this money and the money from 3 months ago, you could have bought this thing that you would still have that would not break, that is more important and valuable. Exactly. And because you bought this thing, now it's worth even more, and now you could sell it for more after you owned it and had the enjoyment. Teach them that.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So we were discussing how, like, they both have, like, maybe $1,000 in cash, which is a
Jesus
lot.
Christ, yeah.
Like, it's, you know, and so we're going to start a business. And I'm going to match them with whatever they want to put in. Now, the youngest one's only 3, so she doesn't even understand. But
she will, though.
Yeah, they want to do vending machines, which I used to do, so I know how to do it.
Gumball machines.
Yeah, we're going to buy, that kind of stuff. We're going to buy some stuff, and they're going to they'll have to restock it every month and that kind of stuff. And the money is going to be invested. Now, I'm going to have to really hold their hands with the investing, but the oldest one understands, like, she wants to pick a company that she believes in and that kind of stuff, but I'm not going to throw that away.
So how are you going to stage the vending machines?
So we have to find a place to do it, and, you know, we live near a military base, so I'm thinking maybe we could do it there, but I'm not sure. But there's also a bunch of car dealers, and that's where I did mine before. It was mostly car dealerships. So we'll just find a place that is looking for one. I'm probably gonna, like, we were looking at different models back in the day. It was all cash. Now who carries cash? So we're gonna have to buy one that has a credit card processing machine on it, and then just start putting either. They'll tell us what they want. Like back in the day when I did it, it was either healthy or not healthy, and you got to choose. But they'll tell us what they want, and or we'll put a little bit of some stuff in it and see what sells, and then start stocking.
So you're going to be able to stage a vending machine that's smaller easier, but you're going to make more money off of a bigger vending machine that has electricity.
Yeah.
There's warehouses sitting in Nashville right now that you can buy vending machines, pretty up to date vending machines for about $2,000 that are refrigerated, right? Sodas, water, stuff like that. Are you going to see the vending machine? Is it going to come out vertical? Is it just going to come out with a fucking Pepsi machine, whatever, right?
Yeah, like
but we can silk screen that. We can do a vinyl wrap on it. You don't have to see it. Is it going to be a claw that puts it out? You watch it fall. What's the anti-theft? Where are we staging it? Is there going to be damage to the machine? A lot of people that are running vending machine businesses actually run coin-operated or laundromats, and they make more money off the vending than the laundry. Now, we know a guy that owns a car wash. It's still at the car wash, you put dollars and stuff in it, right? Yeah. He has the new one. He's got some new things there on the property that do cards. But you actually get out of your car and you put cash and you get quarters for the spray ones. He also does real estate. And I was in one of his offices because one of my guys rented an apartment from him. And when we went in there, I'll bet he had an area as big as this building that was full of 5-gallon buckets full of quarters.
Yeah.
Now, you're not going to be able to non-tax those quarters because you're going to have to put them in the bank at some point. You're going to pay tax on them. But all of the quarters, he just basically puts his quarters back in to the dollar machine, and you put a 20, a 10, or a 5, and it gives you quarters. So that's how he's money laundering that.
Yeah.
Now that gives him dollar bills. These were just the quarters that came through the system. All of those quarters have to go back into that machine because it gives it back to him in dollars and 20s. And so that's all tax-free money. That he does whatever he does with that money.
Rebuying the same quarters.
Yes. And man, there are YouTube channels all about this.
Yeah, so I did it for about 2 years, and like I mean, it's probably changed a lot since then, but I know a lot about it, and there's so many different tricks that you can do. Like with the laundry room, like if you have a place where somebody is going to be sitting for 2 hours, that's the place to put a vending machine.
Yeah, you know? And you put your TVs in there so they kind of stay there. You're going to end up with fucking homeless and shit in there.
Yeah.
But if you can, like the laundromats, I think there's 3 of them here in town. I haven't been in them in years, but I know one of them actually has a person there, right? So you could go there and be there when some shit happens, or deter shit from happening, or call law enforcement if you need to.
Yeah.
But you could just pay a kid to be on their fucking phone and be there in case some shit happens. But I mean, you can see everything through a 32 camera system now, and have admissible in court.
Yeah.
With the girls, take some of that money and start buying silver. Take them to the store, let them pick out the fucking Disney silver they want or whatever.
Yeah.
And then convert the silver into gold, which is of more value, and start buying 10th ounce and then buy quarter ounce. And at any time, we'll get the silver and gold out of the safe and we'll lay it out and you can see it and decide which ones you want to trade, and just teach them that came from cash, but this doesn't devalue in cash, and just have those conversations, man. Start putting it in their heads. It's like the modern day stamp collecting, but we're doing it with silver and gold. Now, you're not going to make a ton of money off of silver and gold, but you're not going to lose money off of silver and gold, more importantly, right? If we'd have bought silver and gold in 1970 or 1980 or even 1990, you've made your money.
Yeah, so I used to collect silver like one coin at a time, and I think I was paying like $22 an ounce, and what is it at, like 25? So it's not much, but it's better than losing it.
But it was up at 30 not long ago.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think silver is good like that because it holds its value, and the longer you hold it, the more it appreciates at least a little bit, you know?
Yeah, and I mean,
and it's cool. Like
it's something they can touch. It's not going to be damaged, right?
Yeah.
And then we can take all these quarters that you don't care anything more about, and we can move them into 5-ounce stackers. And then once you have a bunch of 5-ounce stackers, we can trade those for kilo stackers, right? A kilo of silver, and they make them in stackers, right? So they're like Legos. You can also buy a box that's 12 1-ounce bricks that are literally Lego bricks, and you can fuck around with them, right?
I've seen those before.
But this is something like, if the house, like, and if this burnt down, like burn a dollar bill, if this catches on fire, it's gone. This stuff's not.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, you just instill that into them, and then you can move it into other things.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the fun parts of it.
Yeah, I don't even know if they know about my silver. I'm gonna break it out and show it to them and see if they want to buy some.
Yeah,
I would make sure to compare it to their Tiffany, because Tiffany is all silver.
Yeah, exactly.
And by doing that, you are going to link the value of both of them together.
Yeah, one has artistic value. This, if we burn this down and melt this into a puddle, and we melt this into the puddle, they're worth the same thing. But this one right here is worth $30, whereas there's less silver in this, but this cost $150 because of new, artistic value to it. Just start having those, whether they realize it or not, and vocabulary, man. What is fiduciary responsibility, right?
Yeah.
They don't know that. Most people don't know what that means. Just have business vocabulary, right? Accounting vocabulary.
Yeah.
And when kids grow up around that, they're just going to know what that means.
Exactly. Yeah.
That we've changed the vocabulary, right? Instead of filling their heads with all fucking kinds of slang and shit from other kids, teach them fucking real words, man.
Well,
I always think about people who are really good in some specific field. I always think about guitar players or drummers, stuff like that.
Yeah, can your kid play those drums? Your kid has drums?
Yeah, so she's good enough to where you'd be like, damn, she can play, but she couldn't play in a band yet. She got those 2 years ago for Christmas, I think.
And they're set up in your house?
Yeah, they're in my office. So all the cool
Do you have a
stuff-
standalone house?
Huh?
When I'm like, holy fuck, he bought that kid drums. I'll bet mom hates that shit.
Yeah, she does.
Can she play the guitar?
So she got a guitar for Christmas this year, and we're learning. We had one lesson, and I was telling her look, your hand is gonna hurt. It's heavy. Matter of fact, I need to get a Peltor wrap because the strap is digging into her. It's heavy. Your hand is gonna hurt. You're gonna be discouraged, but just keep going, and you'll have this skill. And my idea is teach them these skills early so they can, it'll always be there.
I wish somebody would have made me play the piano.
Yeah, exactly. Then you would have that. You wouldn't even remember the hard part of learning it. You would just have that skill.
Yeah, I wish I had learned to play the piano.
That's what I want to do for them. But yeah, so we did one lesson with the guitar, and her hand was hurting, but I was like, see, you're going to get discouraged. I'm not going to get discouraged, so we're still in that honeymoon phase. I hope it lasts, but we'll see.
Yeah, so with the drums, they, every brand makes them now, but it used to be Syntonic drums, electronic drums.
Yeah.
Brandel has pads, electric pads. Brandel plays the drums.
Yeah.
Amazingly plays the drums.
Mm-hmm.
He's vocals in his band, plays the drums. I think there's a drummer also in the band. But when they practice, Brandel's got a building. It's 3-story. It's a fucking city block of a building.
Yeah, he showed me some of his set.
So
cool.
I didn't know that opera had drums.
Opera. Silent Horror is the name of his band, if you haven't heard it.
Horror, not
and
horror.
I'm like, hey, sing me a rap song. And he raps. I'm like, dude, why don't you fucking rap? He's just so skilled. But they practice through mics, through headphones.
Yeah, so it's quiet.
So his drum sounds like drums, but the city downtown doesn't hear the drums.
Exactly.
Right? So that's also doable so that she could play. And
so the only rule that we have with the drums is if I'm actually involved in work, no drums, and if the sun is not out, no drums. So after the sun goes down or before the sun, no drums. But yeah, mom hates them, but I love it because she's gonna have that forever and no, there isn't gonna be any of that. Oh, I suffered learning because I had to figure out how to get the drums and then figure out how to play, and it was. No, she's just gonna know how to play the drums.
You could put a building up. Fuck, you could put a building up a quarter this size and have a huge drum kit in there.
Yeah.
And at 7, how long is she really playing?
Yeah, no. It's 15, 20 minutes at a time.
Right, and then she's done.
Exactly.
And if you're playing for real, man, that's full cardio.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
That's a workout. Look at the chick from Skillet.
I don't know that band.
Oh shit, man, that chick's a drummer. I think Lizzie Hale. I want to say she drums also. There are some female rocks chicks out there. It's fucking insane to watch them and the voice that comes at so they're not only drumming but vocals at the same time.
Yeah.
That's what I watch like the most on TikToks and Reels and shit. You'll just see something in a subway and there'll be a classical piano there, right? And this kid's playing. And by the time the songs, and maybe it's staged, but I mean, if I saw that shit, we always stopped when we're in Vegas.
We did.
Like these kids playing drums on fucking 5-gallon buckets and shit.
Sure did.
I always tip them kids hundreds of dollars. Like they're so fucking skilled.
I did a commercial for H&M clothing where it was just kids doing a drum circle on buckets because it's so cool and it like drew a crowd. Like we had to rely on them drawing a crowd for the commercial to work, and it did because it's like it draws you in.
Yeah,
you know?
of course.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. On those stainless steel fucking bowls and shit they're playing on. Holy shit.
Trying to tear